Planning Board meeting will now come to order. Could I have a roll call?
John Eichman.
Steve Caswell.
Michael O'Brien.
Lori G.
Ed Miyoshi.
Craig Smith.
And if everyone would join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have two upcoming meetings, one on September 19th and one on October 3rd, but we have nothing on our agenda of the 19th, so we're past the submission timelines, and I think we can cancel this one. So do I have a motion to cancel the September 19th meeting?
So move.
I
Second.
have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so that makes our next two meetings October 3rd and October 19th. We also have minutes from June 6th. And let's see, I don't think we have a quorum yet, so I'm going to hold the minutes over to our next meeting, Pam, if that's okay. So the first item on our agenda is an extension of final approval for Stone Ridge Commons site plan.
Hi, good evening. Dennis Lynch with Day Engineering. As you mentioned, we're here for a extension, a one-year extension for the site plan approval of Stone Ridge Commons. This will go from 7/19/2006 to, or is that the right date?
July 19th, 2016. No, actually, I think it would go to the anniversary. So your current site plan would have expired August 17th of 2016, right? We usually do one-year increments.
Yes, it was great, yes, so it would be,
So we approved it on July 19th, but,
okay, so it would be one-year extension
Okay.
on that.
and Pam, I know this is a September meeting, but we did receive this request before the plan actually expired, so just for our records. So this is only your second extension. Has anything changed at the site, and where are you with your?
No, it was, the zoning had changed recently.
Okay.
Right now, there's just no interest in it.
Okay.
So there's no potential
Do you
tenants.
anticipate any changes to the site plan with the zoning change?
Well, right now, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, if we do, we'd obviously come back with any changes that need to be made.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm sorry, this is both buildings.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant? Okay. This is only the second extension. Normally, if it goes to a third extension, we would ask you to do a review of any applicable town, state, federal laws that might change since your original approval, and just tell us whether or not your site plan would have to change because of them
Okay.
before we did a third extension, but typically for the second, we don't ask for that. So with that, does anyone want to make a motion?
Can I just ask one?
Oh, sure.
Is there any plan, like you might build one of the buildings but not the other, split the plan or any of that?
I mean, right now, we don't know.
Okay.
There,
One of the brokers is, I met with the other day.
We just need you to come up to the microphone for us to hear you. I'm sorry.
One of the brokers is, I met with him the other day, so he's talking with a bank right now. So I don't know if they're coming to the site this week, next week, but if they'd be interested, once we get them, if we get them, then you'll see the corner pad being going up, so that, probably that whole corner will be taken
Okay.
care of. But at least the corner pad, it's about, I think the plan's like a 3,000 square foot bank.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Mike, if you were asking if all of the buildings, I think it's is it three separate buildings now? The bank was its
Yes.
own standalone, so they don't all three have to be built at the same time, so.
I was just wondering if there was any nudge on any one of them, so, but I understand, yeah, okay. Thank you.
Sure. So do I have a motion for a one-year extension for Stone Ridge?
So moved. Second.
Motion and several seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on our agenda is Fishkill Plains Holdings amended site plan.
Just looking for a one-year extension.
Okay. And this is the first extension that you've requested. Anything changing about the plan?
Nothing's changed.
And anything with the health department or just economics changing it out?
We're still working through the health department, and we're trying to get some financing together with the bank, so that's taking a little bit of time, so
Okay,
there's some movement on it, just not where we want it to be right now.
okay. Any questions or comments? All right, do I have a motion for a one-year extension for Fishkill Plains Holdings?
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. The next item is a change of use for Kelly House Community Services on Route 216. Hello.
Good evening.
We're applying for certificate of occupancy for that property, 184 with 216.
Okay. So I understand you occupy the site now?
Yes,
Okay. And the change of use, the original, do you know what the original use was?
no idea. I heard there was a store there, so.
There was like a store slash deli.
there was a general store there.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now you're primarily using it for,
Well, we provide services for individuals with developmental disabilities. So there is a day program there.
okay,
So they're there from 9 to 2 o'clock.
okay,
But we do have staff members that work until 4. And I'm the only one who stays later than 4, anyway.
okay,
But at 4 p.m., everybody's gone, but me,
Okay.
yeah.
okay. Regular business days, a business week, Monday to Friday, or 7 days?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
8 to 4.
Okay. Okay. And and I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the notes Michelle provided. Did she recommend the actual use that we're approving?
She did. She did, yes.
It provides support and services to adults with this?
Adults, yes.
Okay, with development disabilities, okay.
And those people don't need services on weekends and holidays and stuff?
They do, but we don't provide those. There's an agency, Taconic Innovations, that provide that.
Okay.
We don't. We have the option to do that, but we're not.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just people don't come to this building on
No.
the weekends,
We
okay.
refer them somewhere else if they need
Okay.
those types of services, yeah.
What about-
Michelle, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. What about the sign? What kind of sign you gonna put up?
We are-
Because again, I went looking for it the other day, and I was like, I think that's it, but,
Yeah, we are going to put a sign up there. We're working on it. We're trying to get some estimates. We have one already.
okay.
Signs, I had no idea they were that expensive. We have one estimate already. So 2 more, and then we decide who.
Makes you want to get plywood and some paint, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yes. Someone actually suggested that last week. Why don't you just get a piece of cloth and?
Yeah.
We prefer you not to do that.
No, we're gonna-
I recognize
no.
it's expensive, but we'd like a
Yeah,
regular
we are
sign.
going to get something professional, decent.
Okay. So are you going to put it in the same location where the general store sign is
Yes.
now, or did you want to move the location?
Same location.
Same
so-
location, okay. Same size sign roughly?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. We took the same exact measurement. And
And
Okay.
you have health department approval already,
yes.
okay. Sorry.
okay. Do you know about when you would have the new sign in place? Because normally we would require that as a condition of approving your change of uses, just to make sure that the site stays in compliance.
I'll say we need about 90 days for that. I don't know how soon we can get
So
the
if we did
estimates.
6 months, does that
Yes,
definitely give you enough time?
Absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Scott, any issue with 6 months to replace the sign?
No, I don't think so. The only thing that I would say, though, is if they're going to be putting new posts in the ground, you're not going to be able to put the posts in the ground after another 3 months or so. So
No
if they wait
posts.
into Thanksgiving and after, then the likelihood is it won't get installed until spring. So that's going to be more than 6 months. So
Okay.
you may want to say that at least the footings have to go in by the time
Okay.
ground
Are you able to
freezes.
use the existing footings, or do you think you'll need to put
No,
new
we're going
ones?
to use the existing ones.
Have you checked it? Are you sure you
Yeah,
can?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we had someone check it, so.
okay,
Okay.
all right. Okay, and it looks like Michelle did not have any other significant comments. Does anyone else from the board have any questions or comments? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the change of use for the Kelly House Community Services to a use that supports services to adults with developmental disabilities, with the condition that the sign be replaced in its existing location within the next 6 months.
Sure, absolutely.
So
So
moved.
moved. Oh,
I have a motion, do I have a second?
second, I'll be the second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, you're all set. Just please replace the sign
We
within
will
the
do
6
that.
months.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just a slight correction, Kelly spelled K-E-L-I, not double L's.
Oh, yes, we will
Just one
correct
L.
that. I noticed that on our agenda. I apologize for that. Our file in the planning office does have it spelled correctly.
We went to check it on your sign, but, well, never mind.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is a minor modification to a site plan for 1020 LLC generator plan at 1020 Route 82. Is that the actual name of the applicant, 1020 LLC generator? No,
1020 LLC was the name of the site plan,
site plan, okay, thank you. I'm just gonna,
and it's Gem Electric's in there.
let's see, site plan, okay.
This site was, the site plan was approved a while ago, and the applicant's just getting around to working with the building department and tidying up stuff, things related to the final CO on the building. And they noticed that there was a generator that was installed for backup power to the front building, to the rear building. Never officially got a permit from the building department, so this is kind of just dotting the i's, crossing the t's to make it official. We have an application for the generator into the building department, and then we made a submission to the planning department that shows the location of the generator. It's located next to the front of the building, toward the rear. It's toward the rear. There's a rear entry door with an access ramp. It's right off to the side of that. It's on a concrete pad. It's a 22 kW generator. It's a Generac. It's got a 1,000-gallon buried propane tank that's located in the back. And we're just here just to put it on the site plan, hopefully just go through a minor amendment, and that way we can allow the building department to release their permit.
Okay. Go ahead.
First of all, it's a beautiful site. The guy did a really nice job with it. But secondly, I mean, I can't see, are there houses in the back? I mean, would anyone hear this thing even during the tests?
There's a residential house that's located, if you're looking at the sites, toward the rear and toward the side of the site. They may be able to hear some generator noise, but the location of the building, I don't think you'd really hear it too much. We did propose some additional screening around the generator. We put some more found grass around it that the applicant has agreed to, just to provide a little bit more screening.
So it's, oh yeah, I mean, it's mainly between the commercial building, but I wasn't sure what was in the back.
Yeah,
So-
there is a residential building. It is toward the back. If I had to take a guess, I think we may have sent some
There's some
pictures.
tree buffer
Yeah.
in the
You got a-
back part of
you
the
got a
property.
tree
I think.
there.
Which is why I couldn't see the house, but yeah.
right, okay.
So,
It's probably 120 feet away, maybe 100 feet away, and it's toward the back.
With the wooded
And
area
this is just
between
a
it. so I
backup
think-
generator. It's not something that runs constantly or anything like that.
It's
It's
a
gonna-
standard backup generator.
so is it gonna be tested like weekly or?
It does go through its cycling process. I think they do once a month. You can set them for, just to make sure the unit's running.
Scott, no concerns with the generator itself? The specs look like it's very similar to other ones we've seen by the planning board, no
It's the
unusual-
quiet run, right? The quiet run? Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions or comments from board members? Do I have a motion to approve a minor modification to the site plan for 1020 LLC to allow a generator to be placed, is it placed on the north-south? I'm sorry, I'm not oriented.
That would
It's on
be the,
East side?
East side it's actually between the two buildings,
The east side of the property between the two buildings,
so
as shown on site plan,
as shown on the site plan.
I think we had our first move.
dated August 31st.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the
Thank
motion
you.
carries. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, and the next item on our agenda, Scott, I think you were going to walk us through the performance bond reduction for Hopewell Glen Phase 4.
This is a partial reduction for Phase 4, correct?
Okay, and I know the dollar amount on our agenda says the reduction is to $1,152,800, but I understand there was a small adjustment upward, so it's the new number is $1,218,794?
That is correct.
Okay. And I guess everything else is in place, the applicant's done everything they're expected to so far?
Yes.
No concerns or issues at the site?
That is correct.
Work is moving as planned?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments from board members?
I went through it. It's just the upper northwest corner?
No, it's kind of I'm going to call it the southeast, really. Southwest in towards the center a little bit. 4 kind of wraps around 5 a little bit, but
It's on the other side of the,
it's on the south side of Rail
Pool.
Trail. South side of Rail Trail to the west of the pool.
okay.
So when you drive up Governor's Boulevard, it's that section to the left there.
You're right, when I said northwest, I was forgetting all the stuff
But it
above.
does have like a little finger of 4 that cuts up by the rail trail, up by the crossing. There's a little piece of it that cuts up there.
Okay.
Okay. All right, any other questions for Scott? Then do I have a motion to approve the performance bond reduction to $1,218,794 for Hopewell Glen?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, I'm sorry, just a quick revision for Phase 4 specifically.
That's for
So I
Phase 4,
have a
yes.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries, that's approved. And before we adjourn, Scott, I think you had one other thing for us?
Letter request came in today from Hopewell Square, I think is the name of the project. Is that right, Pam?
This is the project right down the road here on 370.
Down the road on 376 next to the daycare. You may recall a couple months ago, they came in asking permission to proceed with some drainage work, pending final health department approval, which they're doing at their own risk. That work has been progressing, and they're still waiting for health department approval. They've done their well drilling, their water sampling. I believe they have a submission for water treatment, because it is a public water supply, into the health department. I know the health department has just had a change of personnel. So in the interim, they're asking.
So that's taking, you mean it's taking longer because of that, just as somebody gets up to speed?
Right. And now I guess they have a new reviewer. We deal with the same thing on our level.
Okay,
And anyway, in the interim, they're asking if they can proceed with the foundation at their own, again, at their own risk, just so they can get that hopefully in before winter.
are we confident that we have a plan that shows us where the foundation should be? I know we don't have a final plan, obviously, without the health department
There's
approval,
no
but we're
reason to
comfortable with
think
the
that.
current draft of the
Yeah, there's no
plan?
reason to think that that's going to change for any reason.
Okay,
Yeah. They're squared away with DOT, it's just the health department are waiting on.
okay. And their water tests were fine, so is it more the sewer, or is the health department approving both the water and the sewer?
Well, they're connecting to the Hamlet sewer, so that's a formality.
Okay,
They may be checking the pump sizing and thing like that, but it's a formality. There's no on-site septic. It's coming into the Hamlet sewer plant.
Okay.
okay,
And with regard to the water, because it's a public water system, there's a treatment system that has to be approved by the health department, for a public water supply, so that takes a little bit longer.
okay.
Separate, different than just like a well or a smaller commercial building.
So we had approved them previously to do their site work, they removed the trees, they stumped, and they
Right.
did some
They've come in
dirt
twice. I
removal.
think first time was just for the clearing.
Right.
Then they came back again, asked permission to do their drainage work, and now they're asking if they can proceed with the
Okay,
foundation.
and no issues at the site as far as inspections or anything like that goes? Do we have sufficient
Yeah.
funds for any inspections that are
Yep,
needed?
they're up to date with their fees, right? Yeah, we can double verify that, but as far as I know, they're up to date with all their fees, yes.
Okay, so I think we'll just make the motion subject to any appropriate fees if necessary to ensure appropriate inspections?
Right.
Okay,
Let me ask a question. I mean, and I know the Gigliottis are above reproach, I mean that sincerely, but for setting a precedent, the whole thing about at your own risk, I mean, how do we really guarantee that this really is at their own risk and it wouldn't be, well, we did approve, hey, you
Well, I
approved
think the
that,
letter,
so
when
why
they,
can't
when
you
they,
approve me?
when they go on record and state that we understand we're proceeding at our own risk, I don't
so
know
I
if it
don't,
has to be any clearer
did
than
members of
that.
the board see their letter? Or Pam, do we have a copy that we could send up?
It says requesting
I know
at
it
their
just came in
own
today.
risk to be able to move forward with installing the foundation. I mean, it's
Okay.
on their letterhead, so I don't know how they can
Sorry,
come around on that.
Wasn't in there.
okay.
They're pretty good attorneys, so.
Okay, okay, I guess the real question, answer then is, as long as the applicant plainly states in a letter, yeah, it's at their risk,
Yeah.
at any future ones, and again, like I know what I said about.
I mean, this is not the first time that we've
Right.
done this, and typically, we give a little leeway, and as long as the applicant is working with the town and does what they say they're gonna do, we
Yeah.
work with them. And if it's a case where that doesn't happen, then we don't give them that much leeway, so.
Understand,
It's
this is
tough
for
when
the-
you're at the mercy of the health department. We all know how long
Understand.
that can take,
understand.
Right, and this is for the foundation only, and if there was anything else that they wish to do...
Foundation only, they're gonna come back.
They would come back?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So one thing at a time.
Do we have a bond in place in the event that something catastrophic happened or whatever and the site was abandoned? I don't expect that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just asking you if we have, is there a plan?
We do not have a remediation plan, but I don't,
It's a small site, I know. I'm asking if we
No, we
need
don't.
that. Okay. Thank you. So aside from subject to the applicant's understanding that it's at their own risk and subject to receipt of appropriate funding for any inspections, is there anything else, Scott, that you would want us to make a motion subject to?
no, I don't believe so.
Okay.
They
Any-
still have to go to the building department, get their building permit for the foundation. I mean, anything.
So they're going to need to
any
follow,
minor things
but
will-
that would be, that's not something we have to put in our motion. That
No,
would be
no, but
standard
I
of
mean,
it.
if there's any
Okay.
minor stuff, we'll clean it up when they pull the permit, if there should be anything.
Okay, do we want to make it subject to whatever the last plan is that was submitted to the planning office for the location of the,
Yes.
I mean, I just want to make sure that we're
Oh,
not,
yeah, that's fine.
okay. Pam, do you happen to have the date of that plan?
Yeah. Dennis.
Cleaning.
Oh, okay. Motion to adjourn?
Wasn't far off.
Good timing, Jason.
But for the,
If he had been here at
but for the
7:30.
date, we'd have it done.
March 17th? Thank you.
Of this year.
If he was here at 7:30.
Okay, and anything else or any other questions for Scott?
Nope.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve, is it Hopewell, I'm sorry, what's the formal name? Hopewell Square? Is it just Hopewell Square amended site plan, or is
The
there?
LLC, you have it on the letter?
Square.
Hopewell Square.
Okay, for the Hopewell Square amended site plan to proceed with their foundation construction, subject to the applicant's understanding the construction is at their own risk, as well as subject to receipt of any appropriate funding if needed for inspection, funding of, for any appropriate inspections that are needed for the construction of the foundation, and also lastly, subject to the last plan draft received by the planning office for the location of buildings and the specifications for the foundation dated March 17th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Are you abstaining, Jason? I know you just got here. Jason's abstaining, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else for tonight, guys? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
That took